Mark was getting ready to tell us how interesting his day was.
Guess who's finally getting his powers?
Are you
I love Invincible. It's probably my favorite superhero story out there. It has great characters, complex topics, and brutal action. Many aspects of it are based on existing superhero stories, of course, but at the same time, it has something original to bring to the table beyond the gore. Now, as we all know, Season 3 ended a couple months ago, and it was amazing. It was such a huge upgrade from Season 2. We all loved it. But that's not exactly the point of this video. You see, after the finale of Season 3, the Invincible community has become...
Where's Omni-Man? Where's Omni-Man?
well, interesting. People started creating memes of basically anything in the series at this point, but one of the most popular ones is the
Are you sure?
Omni-Man line. And well, when I first saw it, I began to reconsider my life decisions. But I also started to think about the original scene from this meme, and realized that this particular line may be more important than what we all thought. And that also made me realize that one of the aspects that makes this series stand out so good is the complexity of their characters, and how writers like to foreshadow so much of them in a simple dialogue. Yeah, we are actually going to analyze the Are You Sure scene. So, let's get started. When Mark Grayson finally gets his powers after waiting for so many years, the very first thing he does is run home to tell his parents. His mother is overjoyed by the news, but his father, Nolan, has a rather strange reaction.
Are you sure?
The first time you watch this scene, Omni-Man's reaction feels odd, maybe even funny. But once you've seen the entire series, and you know the truth about where he really comes from, you realize that this moment perfectly symbolizes Nolan Grayson's character arc throughout the series. Omni-Man, as many people know, is at first glance an obvious parody of Superman. Super strength, flight, even a cape. A hero who dedicates his incredible abilities to doing good, saving the innocent, and protecting the world. He's the textbook definition of what a superhero should be, in a world full of superheroes. But there is something lurking beneath that facade, something deeper. A reason why he chose to present himself to humanity this way. In the first episode, there's no reason to doubt him. We believe he's just a powerful hero trying to guide his son, now discovering his powers, to walk the same path. And while he does act a little strange at times, we can chalk it up to him being from another planet and not fully understanding human nature yet. Until... everything we believed about him crumbles. Just minutes earlier, we saw Nolan fighting alongside the Guardians of the Globe, working with them, possibly even his friends. And then, without a word, he slaughters them like they were nothing. But why? The rest of the first season slowly peels back the layers of this mystery. The show doesn't shy away from showing Nolan's colder, more brutal side, destroying planets and threatening anyone in his way. We still don't fully understand his motivations. There are subtle hints about his plans for Earth, but up until this point, nothing concrete. We don't know who he really is. The mystery of the Guardians' deaths and Nolan's increasingly erratic behavior sparks suspicion in others, including his wife Debbie. When she finally uncovers the truth, the confrontation between them shatters all the tension that had been building up. More than wanting to stop him, everyone wants to understand why he did it.
They were weak.
They were your friends, and so was I.
Why betray everyone that trusted him on Earth after living among them for 20 years? But Nolan refuses to give a clear answer, only saying he didn't want to, but he had to. His son Mark eventually learns the truth in the worst way possible, watching his father become the very monster he never imagined. We finally get the answer to the mystery. As a Viltrumite, Nolan's true mission was to prepare Earth for its conquest. That had always been the plan, hidden behind his mask of heroism. He pleads with Mark to help him prepare the planet for the arrival of the Viltrum Empire under the pretense of improving humanity. But Mark, who grew up here, who is human, realizes the truth. The beings his father spoke so highly of aren't benevolent saviors. They're cold, calculating killers seeking total control of the universe. So, of course, he refuses. And what follows is the brutal, unforgettable battle that left a mark on every viewer. One of my favorite things about the show is how it reveals its villain. Unlike most stories that save the twist for the end, Invincible delivers it early, raw, shocking, and unapologetic, leaving us with the burning question, why? Watching the characters slowly unravel the horrible truth, feeling the tension as it builds towards an inevitable disaster, it's a masterclass in storytelling. It's part of what makes this series so special. But everything we've talked about so far is only the first aspect of Nolan's character. What makes him, in my opinion, the best written character in the series is his other side, the one he doesn't want to show. Up until this point, it's easy to assume that Nolan feels nothing, that his only goal is to complete his mission, and no emotion will ever stand in his way. But is that really true? If you look closely, there have been subtle signs that he does feel something, especially when it comes to his family. He shows clear paternal instincts towards Mark. He doesn't try to shape him into a Viltrumite soldier from the start. Instead, he tries to help him become a better person, a better hero, as a father. After Debbie confronts him about the murder of the Guardians, there's a moment where Nolan seems to feel remorse, or at least shame for what he's done. Besides, he could have silenced Debbie, he could have intimidated her, or even worse. But he doesn't, because deep down, he cares. He cares about her. He cares about what she thinks of him. That's why he tries to reason with her. And when he realizes he can't, he simply leaves. We start to see that Nolan's feelings for his family are real. He just buries them deep, knowing he can't afford to feel anything, not if he's going to stay loyal to his mission. During his fight with Mark, Nolan lays waste to Chicago, killing thousands and stating that human lives mean nothing because they're weak. He claims he feels no attachment to the people of Earth, not even to his own family. But maybe he's not trying to convince Mark of that. Maybe he's trying to convince himself. At the climax of the battle, he screams at Mark, mocking him for being willing to die for Earth.
What will you have after 500 years?
You, Dad. I still have you.
In that moment, all the emotions Nolan tried to hide come rushing to the surface. His body language is absolutely beautiful. A storm of rage, regret, sorrow, and shame. He can't cope with the fact that he almost killed his own son, that he betrayed his family, and in the end, defeated by his own heart, he abandons everything and flees the planet. Omni-Man may have destroyed Mark physically, but in return, Mark shattered his soul. His greatest weakness is his love for his family. As much as he tried to deny it, his time on Earth did change him forever. The Viltrum Empire manipulated him into being the perfect soldier, teaching him that emotions are a liability, that those feelings must be eradicated or he must die. But this moment, this single choice, is the most important of his whole life. It's when Nolan begins to accept his emotions, to accept the love he feels for his son, to understand at last what it means to be human. And now, if we return to that scene at the very beginning, when Mark tells Nolan he has powers, and he responds asking,
Are you sure?
the question isn't really for Mark, it's for himself. He's asking if he is ready to restart his mission, to destroy everything his family believed about him for the past 2 decades. In that quiet moment, Nolan is questioning whether he'll be able to do what he's supposed to do, doubting, even briefly, his loyalty to the Empire, which makes this seemingly simple moment one of the most significant in his entire arc. The truth is, he did enjoy his life on Earth, and maybe, just maybe, part of him hoped Mark would never get his powers, so he could forget the mission altogether, and, while they were alive, stay with the people he came to love. Or maybe too much Invincible Brainrot has made me lose my sanity.